Hi everybody, it's 3 p.m. and I am thrilled to be here with you. I'm Nanny Bubby, and right now we are talking about the dinner dreads, and we are getting rid of those dinner dreads altogether. Let me just tell you something. The wind is blowing out there, and I just ran out to the garden to get some fresh thyme, and I walked back in and my hair is blown to pieces, but oh well. It's not about my hair, it's about what we're cooking. Hey, Susan Harrison, nice to have you here. So happy you're here. So today we are making lemon chicken. And I actually used to make this recipe when my kids were very young. And it actually was just called lemon chicken. Hey, Fred Domaney. There's this guy that wants to learn how to cook. I've been talking about you, Fred, and I have been saying that you called yourself a terrible cook or that you were terrible at it, and we're not going to have you say that about yourself anymore. You are going to say, I am a good cook. The fact that I love food and I have interest in cooking and watch a cooking show means that deep within your soul that you want to cook. And you want to learn to cook, and you want to have your family over and your children there and your mother. I saw a beautiful picture of you and your mother the other day. And so I am just, trying to be a cameraman, my own show here. So you need to tune in every day at 3 o'clock. You need to answer my cooking challenge, Fred Domaney Jr. We're doing a cooking challenge that starts January 4th. Where I'm inviting all of you to join us in a secret Facebook group called Spread Love Like Butter. And in that challenge, I'm going to tell you my story and ask you to tell me your story, and then ask you to join me in a cooking course that starts on January 17th. So anyway, didn't mean to get into all that very early in the episode here, but I just saw Fred, and I know his soul is wanting to cook. I can feel it from him every day. So anyway, send me a heart or something, Fred, that says that you hear me. And to Susan Harrison, thank you so much for that your daughter thinks I look good. Thanks so much. So anyway, I used to make this lemon chicken for my kids. Not this recipe, but another recipe. And this was the recipe, great, Fred, thank you. This is the recipe that my kids made fun of me. So much so that they're still talking about it 20 years later about how terrible it was. But I did find a better lemon chicken recipe, and I'm gonna share it with you today. But I do want to keep it real with all of you, and I have to say that every day I show up here and I feel a duty to be here for all of you, because I know you're looking to cook. I know you're looking for no more dreads in terms of cooking for your family. I know you want to spread love like butter, and I know you want to nourish and not just feed your family. Today was kind of a tough day for me because we got some news about a distant family member who it was not such good news, and I have to say that I'm feeling a little bit not as energetic as what you always see me be, because love is a great thing, and when someone you love is hurting, you hurt along with them. But regardless of who's hurting or not, we still have to cook, and regardless of how I feel today, I made a commitment to all of you to show up to help you cook for your family, and so that's what we're going to do right now. And honestly, having you here for me has brought me great love and great joy, and it's lifted my energy, and so it's helped me keep it real, but at the same time ascend above the feeling. So mwah, I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. My sister's watching, Debbie's watching, they're in Cancun. You got to be doing something better in Cancun than watching Nanny, Bubby, right? I hope you're watching me at the bar with a margarita. How about that? Okay, so let's start the lemon chicken. We're going to make a sauce first, so let me turn this on. This is the burner my sister gave me. We're going to start with about 1/3 or 1/2 cup of olive oil, depending on how much you're making. I have chicken breasts here, so let me tell you, these are skinless chicken breasts, which are not my favorite, but I could not find boneless, skinless, or rather boneless with the skin on. It was only boneless, skinless. So we'll take them, and we're gonna make up for the fact that the skin would not be crispy. So okay, here we go. Ready? We're gonna pour in this olive oil, and we're gonna start warming it up. But what we're gonna do is we're going to chop up a bunch of garlic. And what I wanna do is I want to tell you how easy it is. I like to mince my own garlic, but this called for an awful lot of garlic. And so I find, and I want to share this tip with you, that if what you do Whoops, that's got to be in. Let me take this out. This is a food processor. And if what you do is just turn it on high, there we go, and drop the garlic in. I just want to say this before I do it. Don't put the garlic in first and then turn it on, because your garlic will mush, and you don't want mushy garlic. Maybe in some recipes you do, but in this one you do not. So what we're going to do is turn it on first, and then we're going to start dropping the garlic in. So let me get this camera all set. Let me see here. Okay, can you see this? That's good enough, right? Turning it on high. You probably won't be able to hear me all so well, but here we go. Watch this. And that's it. That's how you mince garlic in a food processor and keep it from being mushy. Now what you want to do is you want to take this minced garlic and get a spatula and clean out the top first, because it flies up and around and everywhere, but it doesn't sit in the bottom of the food processor bowl and get mushy, which is what you want. You really want it whole and minced. So here we go. Let me get that out of there. Look at all this. Let me show you this. There we go. Take this out. Look at all that. Can you see that? Isn't that fabulous? All minced up for you, very easy. The only thing you have left to do is clean the food processor, which I'm not a fan of, so sometimes I just chop it by hand, but I really wanted all of you to see how easy it is and the right course of action you need to take when you are using a food processor, because if you put it at the bottom, you're going to run into trouble. So here we go. Now we're going to let this saute, or just sort of cook until you can smell the garlic. There's so much garlic in here. It minces so beautifully. Now one thing you might notice is that I'm wearing gloves, right? You might notice that I'm wearing gloves. And I wear gloves whenever I'm working with raw chicken, because raw chicken really can be unhealthy, and the juices of a raw chicken actually fly around your kitchen, and it can be not too healthy. So I always wear gloves, because there are some things that you need to do with the chicken that entails you wearing, you touching the chicken, and I don't want to touch it with my hands and then touch something else within the kitchen, and then I feel like I have to put everything into the dishwasher, including my hands. So this helps with that. So now I can smell this garlic cooking. We're going to put in a little bit of salt. So let's do the salt. Got a teaspoon of salt in there. We're going to put in, oh, it smells heavenly. We're going to put in about a half a teaspoon of pepper. And let me tell you, I'm going to experiment today, and I am going to put in, because Teresa Anderson was here, and one of her top spices that she said she always uses is celery salt. And I asked her what she uses it on, and she told me in replace of celery, because her husband doesn't like celery. But I had a recipe that for a celery salad, and one of the main ingredients in that salad, in the dressing, was lemon juice. So I thought, if this is a lemon chicken and we're going to be using a lot of lemon juice, how about if we also season with the celery, because I think the celery salt would add a great flavor to this. So we're going to give this, oh, and it really smells heavenly. And with the lemons, it's just going to be awesome. I wish Facebook had sound. Well, it has sound and it has sight, but it needs smell and touch, and we'd be, one person that comes up with that is going to be rocking it. Okay, so now we're going to zest a lemon, and I found this cute little zester. I don't know if you can see this over there. There we go. And you put, apparently, let me see if this works. I don't even know if it works. It does. Look at this. You put this around the lemon like this, and then you twist it. There you go. And look at all that zest coming out. Isn't that fabulous? Huh, I've never used it before, but I'm liking what I see. So get all that zest off. There we go. I found this in my drawer where I keep all of my little handy kitchen tools earlier today, and said, you know, why have I never used that? So here it is. and I'm using it. Not sure I'm liking it though, because it's kind of rough. I don't know if you're seeing that. All right, let me zest it the way you normally zest. Now I know why I haven't used it. So here we go, zesting with this. That's it. That gets all the zest off right into there. And make sure you zest your lemon before you slice your lemon. Uh-oh, there's UPS at the door, something from Amazon. I saw that they were 10 stops away about a half hour ago, so I don't know if you heard that doorbell, but how many times a day does your doorbell ring? Anyway, so here we go. Here we go, all the zest. Okay, let me run my finger through there. Here we go. All right. Now we're going to cut this. Let me come over here and cut this. And I don't know if any of you use this little lemon juicer, but I love this. I don't know why it makes me feel so French when I use it, but I just zest. I don't know if you can see that. Here we go. All right. So how many of you like the idea of lemon in a chicken? It's very fresh and it's very, very clean tasting. You see that? How I go right in there and just zest that all right out. These lemons came from my mother's Meyer lemon tree, which I think is fantastic. So they picked right off her tree. Let's do another half. Now, one of the things we're going to put in right now is dry vermouth. Now, let me tell you why I like using dry vermouth in a recipe. A lot of times these recipes all call for white wine. And this recipe was adapted from Ina Garten and the Barefoot Contessa. But what I find is you're not drinkers and you don't drink wine every night, and that would define us. We don't actually drink wine every night. To open up a bottle of white wine right now for a half of a cup of white wine seems like a waste for me. And so what I found is that you can use dry vermouth in place of white wine. And so that's what I'm going to do. Hey, Brenda Mills, thanks for being here. Can't get this dry vermouth top off. So that's what we're going to use, because I have no desire to open up a bottle of white wine right now and then let it sit in the refrigerator for a week, and then I have to pour it down the drain. So here we go. We're going to put in a half a cup of dry vermouth, give it good flavor. Okay, that's it. Everything is in except the spices, so I'm going to turn this back on because I didn't want my garlic to burn. And while it's heating back up, I'm going to put in, let me come over here to the cutting board. Here we go. You following me? There we are. Okay, so what we're going to do is, this is dried oregano. Recipe is going to take some dried oregano, and I've been drying this for a few weeks inside the house. This is right out of Nanny Bubby's garden. Okay, there, right off the limb. There you go. Put the stem down there. Can you see it okay? Hey, Sue, you found me where you're supposed to find me. There you go. I was all worried. I couldn't figure out why I wasn't seeing your messages, but we figured it out, didn't we? If you finally figured it out, shoot me a 1. Shoot me a 1. Shoot me a heart. Just let me know you hear me. Okay, so here's the dry oregano. Sue had a nail appointment yesterday. That's why she missed. That is a great reason to miss. Okay, here we go. Here's some more dried oregano. Okay. Off the limb. Now the thing about dried oregano is that you want to get the oils out as you're getting ready to put it in whatever it is that you're putting it in. And so the best course of action with dried oregano is pick it up in your hands like this. Follow me over here. Follow me over here. There you go. You can see that. And rub it between your fingers. Sue sent me a 1. She can hear me. And that releases all of the oil in the oregano. There you go. Okay, got it all over the place, but it's mostly in the pot. Can you see that? There you go. All right, and then I just picked some fresh thyme, which is why my hair is a mess. I went out in that wind, and I think I'm just gonna drop these little small limbs in because they're so small, and getting leaves off of that. There we go. Just, you don't have to eat them later, but they actually add really great flavor. Okay, there you go. And that's the sauce. So what I'm going to make with this is, just a really fresh salad, just a really fresh green salad. I've got some white radishes. I got some ugly carrots that came from Desert Bloom Farm, so I know that they're real carrots and good carrots. And that's what I'm gonna make. So let's take a look at this chicken. So let me just tell you, I always drain the chicken. I always use paper towels. It's got a little bit of time on it, but I have been blotting this chicken dry. I'm gonna blot down in here to get as much of that juice out as I can. I'm really finicky about raw chicken, and this is why I'm wearing gloves if you're just tuning in. So I'm gonna pack this up, and I didn't want to use all kinds of different plates and everything else. I'm gonna actually throw this away now. I'm not gonna place it on my counter. So excuse me while I step away. And then, let's turn this off. Then we're gonna take this is our sauce, if you can see it, and it's important to pour this on the bottom and put the chicken on the top of it. There we go, oh my gosh. And that dried vermouth, oh, that's a mouthful. There we go. All right, now we're gonna take this and place it right on top. The top is nice, very nice and dry. We're gonna take a little bit of olive oil. Where did that olive oil go? Right here. Well, I didn't leave enough in there, so I don't want to. So here's the thing. I don't want to turn and actually go touch that olive oil bottle because my hands, I mean, it's bad enough I just touched my phone, so I'm gonna have to disinfect my phone. Believe me, raw chicken juices are worse for you than COVID. Trust me when I tell you, you can get so sick from that. So I don't want to touch that olive oil bottle with my hands because I've already touched the raw chicken. So what I'm going to do is I needed to dust the top of this with olive oil so that the top of the chicken would get really crispy in the oven. So I'm just going to dip my hands into this olive oil right now and just kind of dust it onto the top like so. And that helps to put a little bit of the seasoning on the top. There we go. That way it'll brown nicely in a 375-degree oven for about 40 to 45 minutes. Now, I'm done touching the chicken. I'm gonna take off the gloves. There we go. All good. My hands are clean because I've had the gloves on. Throwing these gloves away, not putting them on the counter. Very important. Hi, Roland DeRossier. Nice to have you. Boy, I said that. Oh, who is saying that? Somebody just texted from Nanny Bubby. Okay, which must be my husband. He's in my account. You need to get out of my account, Tom, because I just texted myself, which is weird. Okay, so there we go. Okay, there we go. So salt, a little bit of pepper. There we go. Nothing like your husband getting in your account and texting you from your own account. Okay, there we go. Okay, now here we go. We're gonna take the lemon like this. Hi, Fran Ben Greenstein, how are you? Oh my gosh, so many people are joining us today. Now see, I was having a pretty, just keeping it real. I had a little bit of a down start today, just loving family and getting a little bit of tough news. And so I had to be here because I made a commitment to be here for all of you every day at 3 o'clock. And now there's 14 of you here just like that. And you know, I wanted to push it to about 15. So, okay. Not 15, 20 actually, 20. All right, so we're gonna cut this lemon. You make me all so happy. Hey, Kim, how are you? Nice to see you. And Mark Sobel, wow, Mark Sobel, how are you? All right, there we go. Cutting this lemon in about 8 wedges, like this, because these lemons will literally roast in the oven. And then we're gonna garnish it with another lemon, but if you can see it right here, I'm gonna take this. So tell me, anybody have a bad experience with, you know, raw chicken and maybe not keeping as clean as you should? So just tell me that really quick. Anybody got a story really quick they wanna type up? See, doesn't that look beautiful? I cook it uncovered so that the skin, which is not the skin, but the top of this chicken can get nice and crispy. And $3.75 for about 40 to 45 minutes. So there you go. Teresa, I'm so glad you're here because I use celery salt in this recipe, so you're going to have to go back and listen to the beginning of this episode so that you can hear me talk about you and the celery salt. I did put celery salt in this because I had a celery salt salad recipe that went with a lemon vinaigrette dressing. And I thought, you know, if I'm making a lemon chicken, I bet you celery salt would go really good with this. So I seasoned the sauce with the celery salt and the garlic. It smelled so good. So Teresa, I guess now you don't need to go back and watch because I just told you the story. But I told everybody I got that idea because it was one of your top spices. So for all 13 of you that happen to be on board right now, do me a favor, type in the chat right now what your top 5 spices are that you can't live without in your pantry, in your spice cabinet. So let's hear it from you. And Mark Sobel is your cousin from Philly. Okay, and Franny's Franny's from Florida. All right, so here's what I'm gonna ask the cousins from Florida and Philly and everybody else. You know, I'm having a 5-day challenge, and I'm challenging all of you to listen to my story of how and why I got into cooking, how I was a terrible cook, and how I've turned into a cook where I love cooking, I love my own food, and hence so does everybody else. I transitioned from wanting to just feed everybody and get it done to nourishing everybody. And I'm gonna challenge all of you to the idea that you can too. But here's the thing, so many of you are of my generation, but there are so many, thank you, there are so many of you that have young children, or younger children that are in their 30s or 40s that have a young family. Hello, Alyssa. Nice to have you here. Alyssa Agard just joined us. And they are struggling. They're working moms. Their kids are home from school. They are struggling every day to feed their children when they should be thinking about nourishing them. And so if this episode and any of our episodes that we've done that you've tuned into inspire you at all, and you think somebody with a young family would also be inspired, then I ask you to share these videos with them or tag them at the bottom of this post so that they can see it. We just had a bunch of people, hey Cynthia Berman, oh right, that's my cousin. She finally joined us, so nice to have you here. So many of them are struggling and they're running through the drive-thru because they don't know what else to do. But I am not just a nanny bubby to my family. I can be their nanny bubby too. And I promise you that when you are done with my 5-week cooking course, which starts on January 17th for $397, but when you're done with me, you are gonna love your kitchen. You're gonna love cooking dinner for your family. And we're gonna have tons of bonuses. One of which is, I have to think about this really fast just because I lost my train of thought. I was reading someone's spices there. Well, first of all, you get a one-on-one, 1-hour bonus along with me. So it's limited to 25 people. And one of the bonuses is that you get a 1-hour one-on-one coaching session with me. So that's number 1. And number 2 is we're going to do a seed starting course. And number 3 is we have a couple of special guests. Yep, January 17th is my birthday, but it is the way the calendar worked out. And a couple of very special guest people who are going to be talking about cooking and gut health and how important the microbiome is in our planet, in our soil, and in our guts. So there's that. So this is ready to be put in the oven. Let me pick this up so that you can see it. There we go. How's that look? Beautiful, right? $375 for 40 or 45 minutes. If this has inspired you at all, please tag somebody that you know and love that has a family that could use this information, that might be wanting to join us for the challenge, and or share this with them. And let's help them spread love like butter. Let's help them get rid of their dinner dreads. How about that? And that makes me love life more than anything else. So thank you for joining me today. I'll be here every day at 3 o'clock. We are waiting for the artichokes to come in. The artichokes that I ordered from Melissa Foods should be here, I'm hoping, tomorrow. I need to check on that. And Lauren Westerfield is going to be joining me, and she's got 2 great recipes for artichokes. She is my go-to person every time I need to cook them, and I can't wait to share her recipe with you. So stay tuned. We'll let you know as soon as those artichokes come in. And Roseanne, I'm cooking eggplant parmesan too, just for you. All right, everybody, let's say it together. Let's go out and, ready? 1, 2, 3. Say it with me. Spread love like butter. See you tomorrow, everybody.